There we go. Good morning. Good morning. All right. So we are continuing on the topic of pre-qualification. So I'm going to go ahead and pull up my notes here. And then for those of you that are joining us, of course, over on YouTube and or for that matter, over on Instagram, I'm going to encourage you to please come join us over here on Zoom as we are going to be sharing the script today and we're going to be doing some role play. So if you have any questions, feel free to go ahead and type them in. Those of you that are joining us over on Facebook, welcome. So let's go ahead and get this show on the road. We are talking about, again, taking more listings. And one of the ways we take more listings is going to be that of pre-qualifying our sellers in advance. All right. So yesterday we did talk a little bit about, as far as creating some minimum standards, some different versions of minimum standards. What are we talking about? Well, the first thing is we want to pre-qualify 100% of the prospects, 100% of the time, absolutely no exceptions. So I want to make sure that we are on the same page, that we basically pre-qualify every single last person. We don't make any exceptions to that. Okay. Does that mean that we pre-qualify our mom, our dad, our brother, or sister, or neighbor, or cousin? I just want you to go through it, even if it is your mom or your dad or your brother or sister. Just tell them, say, hey, look, I'm practicing. Can you help me out, please? Okay. But I just want to get you guys in a habit, because where do we actually draw that line where we don't? There shouldn't be. Okay. But I want to make sure that we are on the same page as far as that is concerned. Now, the other thing too is if you are in a position where you have an assistant or you have a close friendship, or for that matter, even another access to another realtor within the office, get them to go through and pre-qualify for you. Okay, get them to go through and pre-qualify for you. Why am I asking of you to do this? Well, simply because of the fact that it takes away the emotion from it. Okay, it takes away the emotion from it. And I just want you guys to be in a position where you get more of the factual side of things, because we're always going to call back and confirm within about 12 hours. Okay, remember, we're going to call back and confirm within 12 hours, meaning if the appointment was today at 5 o'clock, I'm going to be calling first thing this morning just to remind them, hey, just want to make sure we're still on the same page. We still have that appointment for today at 5 o'clock, or did you get a chance to read the information that I sent you yesterday? And again, what did we send them? We sent them a pre-listing packet. Okay. Now, the other thing too is that in the minimum standards, by pre-qualifying, it also allows us the opportunity to identify who we want to work with. Okay, who we want to work with. So do we want to work with somebody who's going to be 45 minutes, an hour, 2 hours, 4 hours away? Probably not. What about the people that are unrealistic about pricing of their home? Okay, if the home is only worth 500,000 and they're asking for 650, well, what's the benefit of taking an overpriced listing, especially in today's market? Okay, so we want to make sure that we create some version of minimum standards, commissions, length of contracts, terms of the contracts, expectations. And I became a pretty successful realtor early on, because I did have to adopt forcefully a lot of the open houses as I was taking a lot of listings. And as I took a lot of listings, they were asking for these open houses to take place. But I would actually make sure that in the open houses, I was being very effective. So I started to create these minimum standards of when I would offer to do open houses, or whatever it is that you're offering. Okay. Um, the other thing I want to make sure is having your prequel available with you at all times. I understand we can go ahead and put it on our phone, we can put it on our tablet, we can have access to it on our computer, but there are going to be times where you're going to be on the road and you're going to have no connectivity, you're going to have no battery life, you're going to have basically nothing. So having the accessibility to a hard copy is going to be important. Okay. Next thing is always try to pre-qualify. Always try to pre-qualify whenever possible. Okay. By being in a position where you can pre-qualify right then and there, meaning you set the appointment, it gives you it gives you the opportunity to gather the information in advance, so you're not having to worry about at a later time. What do I mean by that? What I mean by that is the following: you set an appointment, it's further out. It's, let's say, next Thursday. Okay, so a week from today. And as you set that appointment, instead of calling them or pre-qualifying them 2 days before, I'm going to pre-qualify them right now. Okay, I'm going to do everything in my power to try to get some pre-qualification for that. Why? Because if it's not worthy of, I don't want it to take up space in my calendar. Okay, I don't need that space in my calendar. All right, Last but not least, and we're going to jump into role play. I promised myself I was only going to give myself 5 minutes, and we're going to use the extra time to do some role play. So I do want to make sure that I do get a high level of participation. So those of you guys that are on, if you can turn your camera on, if you're in a position to unmute here in about 2 minutes, I'm going to ask of you guys to participate. All right. Last point. I want you guys to practice. Okay. I want you to practice. I want you to role play the pre-qualifying questions, because in this, what it does is it leads to more confidence, gives you better results, gets you more appointments, gets you a stronger mindset. And of course, by doing that, that's going to get you more contracts signed. Okay. Let me repeat that. I want you to practice this. I want you to role play it. Now, the practice versus role play, what's the difference? Well, you just simply record yourself and read it out loud over and over and over and over and over and over again. But the role play allows the interaction, because in the interaction, you're going to get the hesitations, you're going to get the reservations, you're going to get the where you're talking over each other, you're going to get the objections, you're going to get all of those things, which when you're practicing, you don't get that. And of course, that's going to lead to more confidence. And the more confident you are, the better you're going to be in terms of presenting. The more information you have, the better you are when it comes time to being able to provide the information that's being presented on. Because again, a large percentage of agents present about themselves, how amazing they are, how they're the number one agent, they're a top 10 agent, they've got all these awards, amazing office, all these things. But what do they forget about? Them. And who's them? Of course, the sellers. Okay, so that's going to put you in a position of having a stronger mindset. And last but not least, most important, what are we there for? To get more contracts signed. Okay, so all right, let's go ahead and jump in. I'm going to share script. Let's get some volunteers. So for those of you that are here on Zoom, if we can get some participation, I'd really appreciate that. Okay, so first thing is, let me go ahead and share script. Again, those of you guys that are over on Instagram, you got to come join us over here on Zoom, because I'm going to be sharing the script now. And same thing for everybody's over on YouTube. All right, so let me go ahead and share script. There we go. Let's get some participation. Who wants to be the first person to go?
I can go, but I'm always the first one. Does anybody else want to go?
Go for it, Shelly. Let's get you to go, and then we'll get some other people to build up that courage. So I appreciate you going first. So whenever you're ready.
So you're downsizing. We're going to start with the script, or we just go right into the prequel?
Just going to go right into the prequel.
Just you're downsizing. You're selling a big house, and you're moving into like a single story type of a thing in an active adult community.
Sure.
Okay. Hey, Robert.
Hello. Hey, Shelly.
How you doing today?
I'm good, thank you.
Good. Hey, before I come out on Saturday at 10, I just had a couple of questions I wanted to ask you, okay?
Sure.
All right. So are you guys planning to interview more than one agent for the job of selling your home there on Faulkner Street?
Well, we did have a conversation with another realtor a couple months ago. We really didn't like what that person had to say, and that's the reason we're reaching out to you.
Oh, you didn't like what they had to say. Okay. Wow. Okay. So yeah, that makes sense that you're looking for interviewing agents. So what qualities are you looking for in the agent that you do end up hiring?
Well, for sure, we want somebody who's going to work hard. We want somebody who's going to tell us the truth. We definitely want some communication to take place. And most importantly, of course, getting the property sold so we can go ahead and move on.
Yeah, it's getting it home, your home sold. So tell me a little bit more in terms about the communication. And obviously you want someone to work hard. I mean, what will that do for you?
Well, I mean, we sold our house about 7 years ago, and it was not the prettiest of experiences. We just kind of felt like as if we were constantly chasing the realtor. Agent never called us. We always had to call him. As a matter of fact, we would have to text and call and text and call and text and call before we would finally get a response. It kind of felt like as if that we were an absolute burden to the agent. And yeah, we don't want to feel that way, just plain and simple.
A burden. Yeah, no, you definitely don't want to feel that way, plain and simple. Okay, I gotcha. And tell me again, where are you guys moving to?
Well, we're looking to stay here in the area. We're not looking to move too far. We're just looking for something a little bit smaller. Now that our last one is about to leave the nest here, so it's just time to, look for something that's a little bit more manageable.
Something that's a little bit more manageable. Okay, and so having a home that's a little bit more manageable, tell me a little bit more about that. How will that help?
Yeah. Well, I mean, 7 years. Our fourth child now is going to be going off to college. So we just graduated one of them from the university, and then I got two others that are in university, and then now our last one, our baby, is about to head out. So the house has done its job. 3,500 square feet, and
Mhm.
yeah, we just need something that's going to be a little bit more accommodating for myself and, of course, for my
Yeah.
wife.
Yeah, something a little bit more accommodating for you, right? So ultimately, you're going to have a lot more time, free time to spend on what you'd like to do instead of managing the house. Is that right?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, it's just 3,500 square feet, 5 bedrooms, 3 baths. It's just way too much property for us. We'd be okay with a 3 bedroom. I mean, a fourth would be okay, but I'd prefer to be closer to 3 bedroom, and 2.5 baths is more than sufficient.
3 bedrooms and 2.5 baths is more than sufficient. Okay, good, good. And ideally, how soon do you see yourself being in this 3 bedroom, 2.5 bath?
Well, we do want to host here for the holidays. So this will be the last holidays we'll be spending here in the home. The kids are coming for their breaks. And then pretty much by the new year, we'd like to be in a position where basically, yeah, Christmas is done. And a week or two later, we'd like to be in our new place.
A week or two later. Okay, perfect.
Mhm.
And when I see you, how much do you want to list your place there on Faulkner Street for?
I mean, we'd like to be about 1.2, 1.3. That's kind of the ideal range we'd like to be in.
1.2 or 1.3 is the ideal range you guys would like to be in. Okay,
Mhm.
good, good. And how much do you own the property,
I
or is
think we're
it paid
about
off?
Yeah, I think we're about 425. I think the last time I looked at the mortgage statement.
425. So you guys will have a lot of equity to protect, right? So I'm assuming you want all your cash out, or and you don't want to help finance the home for the buyer, right?
No, we really would like to be in a position. We're hoping that this will be our last move. I mean, we bought the home at a great time. We got it at a great price, a little under 750, and here we are hoping to sell it for almost double. So,
Yeah, for almost double. So
mhm.
that's great. Fantastic. And now, have you guys ever thought about selling it yourself?
I mean, it's an option. It's something that I prefer not to do. I do work from home, so I mean, I'm going to be here, but I'd rather just be in a position where I just leave it to somebody who knows what they're doing.
Yeah, leave it to somebody who knows what they're doing, like me. And the sooner that you list your home with me, the sooner we can get you sold, and the sooner you'll have less maintenance to do around the property and more time for yourself, right?
Yeah, yeah. I mean, just again, I'm super duper busy. I mean, I'm not going to be retiring anytime soon. I still have another 4 or 5 years that I want to be able to, do this. And last thing I need is some sort of distractions with all of these people. So, which we'll talk about at a later time because I will need to have exclusivity to my home office.
Yeah, exclusivity to your home office for sure. No problem on that. So I see you have the 5 bedroom, 3 baths, the 3,200 square feet in a lot size. Your yard is big. It's over 10,000 square feet. Other than that, can you describe the home for me?
Yeah, I mean, we've done quite a bit of work. I mean, we bought the home about 7 years ago. Now that I'm
Hmm.
thinking about it, it's almost 8 years now. We completely redid the kitchen. We spent almost $100,000 on the kitchen. We redid the bathrooms. The backyard was okay, but we definitely brought it up to above standards. And
Hmm.
I mean, the flooring is probably about 2 years. The roof, we did have a leak in the roof probably about 4 years ago, so we
Okay.
did end up doing some patchwork. It's not a new roof, but we did do some patchwork on that. Um, I mean, yeah, it's a great place. I mean, we love it. I mean, we definitely would love the opportunity to hand this over to one of our kids, but it's just way too much home.
It's just way too much home. Okay. And you
Mm.
spent $100,000 on the kitchen. Tell me a little bit more about that.
Yeah, I mean, well, I mean, the appliance package alone was about 40,000. So we definitely did all the Sub-Zero stuff. We got all new cabinetry, the backsplash. I mean, you got the bells and the whistles. I mean, pretty much counters, trash compactor, wine chiller. It's definitely a master's kitchen. That's for sure.
It sounds like a master's kitchen
Mhm.
for sure, for sure. Okay, perfect. Well, I really appreciate your sharing with me, and I would like to help you get your home sold and get you into something that's more manageable for you. So on Saturday, when I come over, if what I say makes sense and you feel comfortable and confident that I can sell your home and help you downsize, would you be in a position to list your home with me when I come out?
I don't know if we will be. I mean, ultimately, I just want to gather the information. My goal is to, probably decide by the end of the month. I mean, I'll tell you that I will make a decision by the end of the month. I don't know if I'll be able to do that tomorrow.
Not tomorrow. Okay, yeah. I'm not going to tell you not to make a decision to hire me, and what I say makes sense. What would be stopping you from, if you felt comfortable that I was the right agent for the job, signing the contract and putting me to work?
Well, I don't think it's really so much you, Shelly, as much as it is the timing of what we're trying to accomplish. There's still some projects that I got going on in the house that I want to get done before we go on market and before we hire a photographer. I still want to get the secondary bedrooms painted, and then I got to do some flooring. I got to change out the carpet in one of the bedrooms. Our dog, unfortunately, soiled one of the bedrooms a little bit too much. So I just still have some projects I want to get done before we even put the house on the market.
Right, right. Yeah, you have some projects you want to get done, so you don't want to come on the market right away before you have your projects done, right?
Correct.
Right. So if there was a way I could take your listing now and then set a future on the market date, that way, while you're getting your projects done, when you're done with those projects, I'll be ready with all the marketing, and we can hit the ground running after the holidays. So you can, get your home in front of the buyers that are most likely to buy it before the other homeowners come on the market, and we could beat them out. Would that be an option for you?
I mean, yeah, I mean, it should be, but I'll definitely have to talk to Lizette, see exactly what she wants to do.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Talk to see what she wants to do, and then just to confirm, your significant other, she'll be joining us tomorrow at 10 a.m.
She'll be here. Uh-huh.
All right, perfect. Do you have any questions for me before I arrive,
No, I'm sure
Robert?
there'll be plenty of questions we'll go over tomorrow in detail.
Yeah, there'll be. I'm sure you'll have plenty of questions, and we'll go over them all tomorrow. So what I'll do is I'll go ahead and email over a packet of information. If you take a few minutes to review it before we meet, then our meeting should maybe take about 30, 45 minutes.
Hmm.
Sound good?
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. We can definitely do that.
You can definitely do that. Okay, Robert. Well, then I look forward to seeing you and your significant other and meeting her tomorrow at 10 a.m.
All right, good job. All right, perfect. So let's go over some critique. There's definitely some things that I did like. There are some areas of opportunity that I want to see, but before I give you my critique, what are some things that you feel like you could have done different in that role play?
Hmm, I mean, I thought it was decent.
Mhm.
I felt that I was matching and mirroring, matching your words
Mhm.
verbatim, instead of paraphrasing, which is something that I've been working on. So I
Okay.
thought it was okay.
Okay, cool. Yeah, I'll definitely give you my opinion. Is that anything that you have insights on? Any
Yeah,
thoughts,
I think
opinions?
you did a great job. I think you did a great job. I did hear a lot of the reaffirming, so you did do a lot of the repeating and affirming. But it also ended on a positive note. So I think you did a great job as like encouraging, oh, okay, that's good, that's good. So it kept it positive. Um, and then another thing I really liked is that you summarized the motivation, like, okay, well, yeah, let's get it going. That way you don't have to take care of this maintenance for too long. And then I also liked how you said, well, I'm going to send you some information. And if you review it before, then it should only take a few, our meeting should only be this long. I think that helps because then it just like sets the stage for you for when you get there. Um, but I do think the question of the are all decisions going to be there? Like if in case he didn't mention that, he had another, I think to be on the safe side, always include that because yeah, we have been in situations where, they haven't been there, the full decision makers. But other than that, I thought it was pretty good.
So here's my opinion. So the first thing is that you did overall you did a very good job. That's definitely going to win you over a lot more listings than not. But there is of course always room for improvement. The what's the motivation behind this situation?
He I don't know, actually, to be honest, 100% of he doesn't want to take care of the house anymore. So he wants more time for himself.
Well, I mean, that's the assumption part of things. And that's the one question I will always ask my coaching clients. What's the motivation? Well, the motivation is to downsize. Okay, but what's going to be the motivation by downsizing? Um, well, he mentioned something about that it was too much house. So it's going to be the maintenance part of it. Well, yeah, it was mentioned, but that doesn't necessarily mean that that's the motivation. That could just be the factuality of it. So it doesn't necessarily mean it's the motivation. That's just factual. Now, the motivation is the, well, what's in it for Lizette? What's in it for you? What are you most looking forward to? Okay. Now, I know you said you wanted to stay in the area, but where exactly would you be open to going to? And what would be the benefit of that being in that part of town? And we don't know with what it is, because every area is going to be a little bit different. And sometimes it could just be simply the fact that I want to be able to be downtown. So my goal is to be in San Diego in the next. I'm not looking to be in a position where I have a big yard. I want to be centrally located. I want to be in a position where, at worst case, I'm riding a bike for maybe about a mile to the beach. I want to be able to walk to a bar. I want to be able to walk to a restaurant. So that motivation for me is going to be a little bit different than in these type of scenarios. So I want you to get not only a next level, I want you to get 2, 3 levels deep, because then that's the part that when you go and present, you're going to be able to sit there and say, because you didn't have a conversation with Lizette, hey, Lizette, I know Robert had mentioned to me that you're really looking forward to fill in the blank. Tell me more about that. I didn't get a chance to talk to you. So then right there, you park. Because what do most agents do? They talk about the curtains, they talk about themselves, they talk about the company, they talk about facts and figures, but they don't talk about the motivation. Okay, which is interesting because Tony Robbins, this morning's message, Lizette and I listen to Tony probably 3, 4 days out of the week. And in today's message, Tony was sitting there talking about how people make decisions, how people interact, whether it's visual, it's auditory, it's visual, or it's kinesthetic. And in that, what we're trying to do is we're trying to create this visualization for our clients. We're trying to get them to envision whatever that is. I don't know. Let's just say, for example, Lizette's goal is to have a crochet room. Okay, well, tell me what you're going to plan to do with a crochet room. Oh my gosh, there is this crochet machine 2000, and I'm really looking forward to buying that. I don't want to buy it now because Robert's saying if we buy it now, what's the purpose of it? So on and so forth. Well, what are you most looking forward to in crocheting? What do you love to crochet? Oh my gosh, well, our dog Zoe, I've always wanted to make sweaters for it, but right now I'm just kind of doing the hand crocheting. But if I do this machine, and I'm really kind of thinking about doing a little bit of a boutique shop. That's what we're trying to do. We're trying to get them to sell themselves, and we just happen to be in the way. Does that make sense?
Okay. Yes, and my drunk monkey was feeling like I was taking too much time, like you were going to say, okay, hurry up, Shelly. We only have so much time. So that's why I didn't go to the 3rd and 4th level.
And that's okay. I'll let you know if it is, in a sense, too much time, but I'd rather you err on that than not enough. Okay. So the other thing too is just a small little critique is at the very end, there was a little bit of this awkwardness. Don't force it. Just simply go through and just say, if what I say makes sense, you feel comfortable and confident, or you guys planning to list your home with me when I come over tomorrow at whatever time. And I said, well, the time frame, this, that, here and there, I get it. I completely understand. Besides the time frame and doing all of those projects, is there anything that's stopping you from that? No, just want to make sure that the projects are done. Perfect. What we'll do is I just want to make sure that everything does make sense for you guys, Shelly. And if it does, we'll worry about the timing and we'll put a plan together tomorrow. Because what am I going to do? I'm going to sit there and say, Shelly, let's go ahead and get the process started. But wait, I got to do this stuff. Perfect. Mm-hmm. Here's what I'm going to do. You got to take care of that. In the meantime, I'm going to start to work on my marketing. I'm going to line up my photographer. I'm going to do all of these other things behind scenes. Okay. And then what we'll do is we will reconnect. Would November 1st, 2nd, 3rd around there work for you? Perfect. Go ahead and sign the contract right here, right now. And we'll go ahead and talk about the better timing. And the best part about it, Shelly, is by the time we get to November 1st, if you tell me that you still need another week or two, no problem. We don't want to handle that at the prequal. All right, cool. Well, I really appreciate the participation. Okay, so what I want to do, though, is as we continue to move forward, I wanted to give Shelly the full forum. I'm going to have it in bite-sized pieces. So I want to be able to have multiple people be able to go through some of the parts, some of the areas of focuses. So Shelly, thank you for being the first person to go through. Let me open it up to the audience, seeing if there's any questions, any comments, any concerns, any observations about anything. Okay. Was that any insight?
No, I'll just go the next round.
Yeah. All right. So one thing I do want to make sure the audience also understands is, and I'm okay with this, Shelly actually took that very first question and put it at the very end, okay, which was actually really smooth on your behalf. Here's where I will emphasize in regards to this part. On that very first question, okay, when we are going through and when we're calling expireds, okay, when we're calling expires, we want to get through the questions as quickly as we can. Because on an expired, as an example, and I'm going to share with you also database. With the expired, I go through, if what I say makes sense, you feel comfortable and confident that I can sell your home, you plan to sell your home with me, and they go, no, we're not ready. Okay, well, what would stop you? Well, we just want to go through all the agents before we make a decision. That's perfectly fine. But after you go through all the agents that make a decision, or I'm sorry, after you go through all the agents, will you be in a position to make a decision then? We believe so. Good. How many agents are you interviewing? Well, I'm interviewing 4. Okay, so there's 4 plus myself, or I am the 4th? No, you're the 4th. Are you interviewing more agents for the job of selling the home besides those 4? No, right now we really just want to keep it to that. We did this process before and we don't want to overwhelm ourselves. Okay, great. Where do I lie amongst those 4? Okay. Now, question is asked, do I go first or do I go last? Anybody know the answer to that?
Some people say first,
Okay.
and some people say
I would say
last.
it depends on their personality.
Oh, goodness. Good job, babe. Nailed it. It's going to be based on their personality. A driver, do everything in your power to be the first one. Analytical, do everything in your power to be the last one. Okay. I guarantee you 9 out of 10 analyticals, you go to a presentation, you're the first of 4. Guess what? They're going to give you is great job. Thank you so much. I appreciate the information. Here's what we're going to do. We're going to go ahead and interview the other realtors and we'll let you know. No. We're not. No. Not until we interview the other realtors. Right? Driver, the other way around. Go through, be the first one. Look, let's just get this thing over with. Okay. What I'll do, here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to give the other agents a call and I'll give them, as a matter of fact, a win-win opportunity. I'll give them the opportunity to go ahead and be able to do the first open house. And as a matter of fact, I'll let them go ahead and call their buyer so they can bring us a buyer. Would you be okay with that, Mr. and Mrs. Driver? Perfect. Let's go ahead and get the process started. And I'll call them. Don't worry about it. I'll give them a call and I'll let them know. You okay with that? Perfect. Go ahead and sign. Because a driver is not going to go through the methodicalness of this. They're going to just go, if I hear with what it is that I want, that's me. If I hear with what it is that I want, I don't need everything else. I don't need option B, C, D, E, F, and G. If I hear what I want it, I'm going to get it. Okay. Right, Lizette? So, as far as the other personality styles, it's going to be totally up to you. Expressives, amiables, it doesn't really, in a sense, matter for them. The amiables, you just have to be careful in pushing too hard, which is my problem. What's that?
Yeah, I just wanted to say there's enough people in here. I think we could get some more participating participants.
Yeah.
I think it's just more about building the muscle. Shelly's she's very upfront, like, hey, let's get better. So the reason why we come to these is to get better. So I'm hoping more people will participate and be ready for just getting better.
Be vulnerable. As I've said before, you have to be comfortable being uncomfortable. So who wants to put themselves in an uncomfortable position to get better? We can do just the opening. You don't have to come on camera. Deborah, Manny, Rafael, Samsung, Stanley, Mr. Zoom. Anybody want to go? No, it's okay. You guys can be on the sidelines. But if you want to get better, definitely you have to step into the ring. All right. Now, I am going to encourage you.
I can make a comment. Remember, Robert, like back in the day when we used to do your group, I mean, I was so horrible. Horrible at everything. And I've been practicing with you probably like 5-7 years.
Yeah.
So,
well, I don't like to low like that of anybody ever, but I appreciate you acknowledging the fact that, yes, you are 100% right in regards to the growth is concerned. And yeah, I think the one thing with Shelly is just there's kind of this forcefulness that has this tendency of taking place. And in this role play, I just want to highlight that part, not low like the other part, but highlight the fact that it was a little bit more embraced, a little bit more welcomed. It wasn't so like, right to the point. Okay. But awesome. Great job. All right. Well, we're on time. I'm going to encourage everybody to continue to participate. And I'm going to encourage you to come over to Zoom. And I know those of you guys that are on Instagram, you guys can actually hear it. And of course, those of you that are on YouTube, but you got to come take a look to see exactly where things fall in place by seeing it. So join us via Zoom. Today is Thursday, so it'll be on Tuesday. So come join us over Zoom. You don't have to participate, but I am going to encourage you to participate. And even if it is just the opening, even if it is the I've never done this before, okay, I want you guys to be in a position of comfort. Thank you guys for being here. Thank you guys for participating, Shelly specifically. And then what we'll do is, of course, we'll pick this back up on Tuesday. Let's go take a listening or 5. I'll see you guys next Tuesday, 7:30 p.m. or 7:30 p.m., 7:30 Pacific, and of course, 10:30 Eastern. So let's go kick ass. I'll see you guys soon. Bye-bye. All right, guys. So just one quick little message. I wanted to make sure that I did announce over on YouTube and of course here on Instagram is I do have one opening left. Okay, I have one opening left for the Power of 5, which is the new group that's starting. We just launched the other Power of 5, and because of that, we're going to be starting on Tuesday. So if you're interested in the Power of 5, okay, what is it? It's 5 agents, myself. We meet every single week for 30 minutes. It's $500 a month. It's my most economical package. But here's the better part about it is I am offering, because I only have one spot left, I am offering a 25% off. So it ends at $375, which is crazy. Okay. So if you want more information, send me a DM and we'll get you the information. Trust me, I don't hard sell. I just send you the information. If you want it, great. But I need to fill that one spot for Tuesday's, the upcoming Tuesday's group. All right, everybody. Thanks for tuning in. I'll see you guys on the next one.